Okay, everybody's got a fucking podcast. I mean, we have a podcast, so obviously anyone can do it.
Wait, this is a podcast?
Are you recording right now?
Technical difficulties.
No, you don't have to say anything. I'm going to edit it out.
Technical difficulties.
Okay.
I put mayonnaise on a pickle.
It was not the best, but it might have been the worst.
Do my feet? I mean, my feet stink, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, yo.
How's it going?
Oh, you know. I decided to take up smoking. So,
Yeah? I like it.
just chain smoking, pack after pack. And yeah, you know. Now I get the smoker's voice. You know.
Alright.
Exciting.
It'll work.
You know, might add the smoker's cough. The
I like the ones where people are like,
shit!
I like the shit at the end.
Shit! Like, they're just upset that they did this to himself.
Yeah.
Like, I put myself in this position, and now I cough every time I breathe.
Yeah.
For the record, I did not take up smoking. Allergies have torn up my vocal cords. So, this has been fun. Fun couple weeks.
Allergies.
It's not COVID this time.
It's not all those dudes every night.
No.
It's
No.
allergies.
That's why you never hear me fart. No homo.
It's just glued shut.
Just, you gotta peel it open to move. Just,
Yeah.
sounds exciting.
Why is the front door just
There's a door open.
used?
Are we gonna get murdered?
I don't know. Either my wife opened and shut the door for the mail, or someone came in and threw something in the trash can, because the next thing I heard is a trash can, so I guess we'll find out.
Someone opened up the front door and just Kobe'd it into the trash can in the kitchen.
They did a shot so well. The trash can opened and shut. Very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a mind trick or something, you know. Trick shot.
They have the
The
force.
Globetrotters. It was a Globetrotter. That's what it was.
All right.
Okay, we'll go with that. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
All right. So, can you tell me, while your vocal cords are still a little fresh, why you chose this movie? Yada yada, all that kind of stuff.
I think it's a good classic Denzel Washington movie. Just, you know, it's like, again, with most of the movies I pick, for me, it's just very, you know, I get into the movie. Like, I'm just like, oh, shit. I care how many times I've seen it. I'm just like, oh, man. What's going to happen to this little boy? Even though I know what's going to happen, but then I'm like, every time I watch it, I'm like, what's going to happen?
So, I do want to ask, because you've made the general statement a couple times, and I just like to throw the general statements from people's pasts back in their faces, because I'm a cunt like that.
Oh, yeah, you're a cunt.
Are you telling me this kid is not a good actor?
I mean, if the kid was told to play Sleepy all the time, I mean, play Sleepy, but I mean, it's still a fucking kid actor. If you expect him to perform like Denzel Washington.
Well, right, but he's just supposed to be a kid.
Yeah, he plays a sleepy kid perfectly fine.
I'd say he played pretty well.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
Okay. So you're saying
But
he's not a good actor?
he also played, here's the thing. He was giving a very easy kid role. Pretend to be a bodybuilder, which whatever, he played the
Yeah.
well,
I'm telling you, you're a piss poor actor right now.
because I'm not an actor.
So you saying this kid's a better actor than you?
Absolutely. He got him role in a movie.
Clip that.
He got a role in a movie. I've never been in a movie before.
So really what you're saying is you're a terrible actor.
Absolutely.
You're projecting onto these kids when you say
No.
these are terrible kid actors.
I'm saying when kids act, I can't get into it.
Right.
Unless
Okay.
When kids are given a role that's more dynamic than what they can act.
Okay.
I think kids are too often given a role or a character or whatever that's more dynamic than how the kid can dynamically act.
Fair statement.
So like this kid, I think he was given a fair role to act that he could act.
Mm-hmm.
It was, you act like a kid, play baseball, and then pretty much the majority of the movie you're pretending to be sleep talking.
Yeah.
Simple role. But then you have other movies where or shows, for you would be like Manifest, where a kid is given
none of those people can act.
fair. But
Honestly, I'd say the kids are better than the adults.
where
that one.
where a kid is given a role where the kid has to be very dynamic, but the kid isn't a good enough actor, hasn't been taught well enough yet, or grown in the acting career well enough yet to really portray the dynamic that it's wanting to be portrayed by that character.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of comes off as like, someone's just off camera like, I'm gonna beat this fucking kid's ass if he doesn't say this line and make me cry. And the kid's just trying, he just can't do it.
Okay.
Give kids roles, assess the dynamic of a kid that you're hiring, and give them the appropriate roles.
Yeah.
If you hire a kid actor, a child actor, that can't live up to the dynamic aspect you want his character to be, roll back the dynamic aspect of that character and make it where it seems a little more believable versus like trying to really make this kid seem influential or whatever, and the kid's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the only job of a child actor, as long as it's not the whole movie revolves around the kid, is just to not get in the way of the story.
it's a problem. Most
You know
people
what
get
I
in
mean?
the way. They're annoying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a couple examples other than Manifest? Because I argue none of those people can act, so I don't think that's a good example.
It's a great example. It's the best example ever.
I think it's a terrible example, because I think all the adults get in the way, quite honestly, in that show.
You think the director gets in the way by
Yeah.
creating the show, by directing the show.
Yeah.
The creators are in the way by creating it.
Creators, yeah. Netflix is getting in the way because they're continuing it, I mean, I don't know. We're going to have to do it, I guess. When's season 4 supposed to come out? Oh, God.
Oh, you ready for it? You ready for the
When does it come out?
I don't know. I'm unprepared for that. It's like a great,
All right, well, this is the John Q podcast.
yeah,
Let's
a
not
great podcast.
venture too far off of there, but...
Yes. So
So one Wikipedia fact I looked up that I'm willing to believe, but am totally open to it being wrong, is that according to the commentary on the deleted scenes with Cassavetes, John Cassavetes was the director, yeah? Anyway, pretty sure. Or what was it? Director?
Nick Cassavetes.
Nick Cassavetes, okay. And writer James Kearns. The main theme of the movie was said to be about about a miracle and John's faith in God creating the miracle. They also mentioned how SWAT team advisors for the film related a similar true incident in Toronto where a man, Henry Masuka, took an ER hostage after it would not provide immediate service to his infant son on New Year's Eve 1999. When he exited the ER, he was shot and killed and found to be carrying an unloaded pellet gun. So, not too crazy off the path of what this movie is, minus, the victim getting shot. I'd like to read more into that story, I suppose. Just wondering what's going on there.
What was wrong with the baby? Why would they
what
say
was
it?
wrong with that guy? Or what was that guy doing when he exited? Like, did he get shot and killed? It seems more like an arrest. Because obviously no one died in there. He had an unloaded gun, so... I don't know. Seems like a
little bit overkill.
Double meaning. I like one of my favorite segments we've been doing is summarize this movie badly. How would you summarize this movie badly? I'll throw my 2 out that I had. Man gets car repossessed, son almost dies. two completely unrelated, but I like to take inspiration because I feel like the HBO Max did it all terribly. Like, remember the Matrix descriptions we were reading?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Jesus. And then the other one I had was women can't drive and they're bossy. It's my other bad summary.
I'd say man's wife's a bitch, child sick, hold ER hostage.
Well, that's actually really good. So to summarize movies badly, I just want to like focus on the wrong things. You know? Oh, did you hit the lever?
I'm like, hit the lever. It's like right there.
I like to focus on the wrong things.
Okay.
You know, so like we summarized Bond badly. The plot's like there's this guy who runs this newspaper thing and he wants to control the world, and so he starts a war between England and China. He makes each side think that the other side did it in order to pit them against each other to start a war, because he wants newspaper rights in China so that he can influence the entire world, because, you know, China is like blocked off their media, right? So you can't, you know. So I just thought it was funny. So one of the summaries is like, you know, newspaper salesman, you know, tries to expand, you know, that kind of thing. Like, because it's like not the point of the movie at all.
Okay.
But, you know.
Jobs going to Mexico. Man too overqualified for other jobs.
There you go. That's good.
Okay, I get it.
It's just a fun thing to do.
Conspiracy theory of a questionable 12-year-old pitcher.
Yes. Yeah, perfect. That's actually perfect, yeah. Man has to sell truck.
Man sells TV for $20. Color TV for $20.
Oh, man. Color TV. That's so funny that this was long enough ago that it's like, hey, it's color.
But then the fact that the movie came out in 2002. I mean, you have George W. Bush on TV.
Right.
So, like, obviously it's post-2000. So to say it's a color TV, like, okay, great. Color TV's been out since the 60s.
Yeah. I don't remember that. Okay.
Yeah, he was on there because it was, like,
That's
in the
just-
beginning scenes. And, like, he was talking about... George Bush was talking about healthcare.
Yeah. Because obviously it's the main theme of the movie.
Yeah. He was talking about healthcare in a press conference, but he was the president.
Right.
And John was going on about how all them jobs are going to Mexico.
Right. My first note for the movie is women drivers. Am I right? I mean, this girl. This lady deserved to die a little bit, I think.
Number one rule: if you're going to pass someone, don't do it on a curve.
Yeah, don't do it on a curve.
Do it on a straight road you can see down.
It's kind of the most basic rule there is.
You don't do it on a curve because you don't know. And then the fact, like, you sit there and, like, did she just not fucking see that semi? Like, coming directly at her? Like, at any point, you could have been like, oh, shit, brakes.
Seemed like
Logical.
crazy visible. Like, crazy visible is what it seemed like.
But then let's also talk about the accident. That was not a killing accident.
Yeah.
It just kind of was just like a... But, like, not enough to, like, kill her. Maybe break her ribs. Maybe
I don't know. I mean, I've never been hit by a semi, but, I mean, driver's side is impacted by semi. I mean,
Well, then, Zoe got hit, and then, like, the hit didn't even look all that bad, but then they cut, to, you know, towards the, like, the middle of the movie, and they show the car, and it's just, like, mangled in on the inside. They're getting the jaws of life. I'm like, nah, that did we watch the same impact? Did the semi stop and then reverse and hit her again?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That's a lot of weight coming out of a little car. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would...
Just I'm poking at the just the scene of the impact was just very just like if you took two toy cars and just together and just dragged it down. Like it just.
I'm sure for stunts it was kind of like, let's not. Yeah, it was probably maybe.
I think they should have just put a dummy in the car and then actually plowed right into that fucking BMW.
Yeah.
Make it more realistic. That's what I would have gone for. I would have believed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah. No, you're right. So, basically, the beginning of the movie is, just a good guy with circumstances outside of his control.
Like the semi-truck driver.
Yeah. Caused by a declining economy. However, also caused by cheap companies trying to save a buck and not willing to do the right thing.
Sounds like most of corporate America.
Exactly.
That's a shot at you, corporate America.
Yeah. The big truths over here.
Unless you want to sponsor us. Then
And then, in which
You're good.
case, no shots.
do what you want to do. But until you sponsor us,
Fuck the man. Until he sponsors us.
then we sell out.
Then we sell out for all we got. No, so yeah, I mean it's the whole movie is just about like that's the underlying theme the whole way. I felt like at times it feels a little after school special-ish, sort of the vibe where like especially during the conversation, John Q has them all kind of hold up in the ER and they're all sort of sitting there snacking on vending machine stuff. And, they're just chatting about healthcare. Doctor's getting questioned. The male nurse is real like,
Fuck you, doctor.
he's like, you know it's true. And I think those conversations are hard to have in like a real life. Like it's hard to make those conversations sound real. Like even when you hear those conversations in real life, I would say they sort of sound like that. Like they sort of sound almost scripted in some sort of like, what I'm saying? They sound agenda-y. Right?
So what's your opinions on healthcare? This is now the healthcare podcast, so
I mean, I don't know. I believe in universal health care. I think that should be a thing. Other countries have it. Why can't we? I know many people say the whole, and I'm not saying it's not a valid point. I hate the way I talk sometimes. Where I go, I know some people say. I'm not saying that they're wrong. That's not what I'm saying. So sorry.
but I'm also not saying that they're right.
I understand where that statement is right. Where people say that that's why our healthcare is so much better because we have privatized healthcare where
But yet it's not.
people. Well, I think like privatized doctors that specialize in certain things, that only do their thing. Like you can seek treatment independent. So if you go to, for example, in the movie where he's talking about what's the lesser hospital.
Oh, County Memorial.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Obviously that's like the lesser hospital. That's, I don't know. If we're talking about, there's like General Mills and then there's like Walmart brand, if we're talking cereal, right? Like that's probably, like that's just the like government subsidized kind of place. Whereas, here in the right hospital, you can get the good treatment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like the reason you have different tiers of doctors is in different pay rates is because some of those doctors do better work. So I understand, that's what people say about like communism, for example, Whereas the idea of communism, and my brother gets really weird about communism, of all people, like, he's like, I don't know, he got real mad at me once we were talking about it, and I was just like, okay.
What is he for or against communism?
Against, like, way against. Which, I'm
Like-
not exactly for communism either. But what I was trying to say in the conversation was like, hey, like, the idea behind communism, is a good idea
Thought.
because everybody has,
It's
like, no one has to want for anything.
it's a good idea. It just
Right.
has never played out.
Yes, and that's what and like he wouldn't even let me get to, but it's not sustainable. Like it's never worked. Like it'd be hard to make it work. Like it's hard, and like he just wouldn't let me get to like that part. And he's like, no, 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 no. And I'm like, I hate when people argue like that.
So is your brother like just against communism, or is he like the far right? Everything is communism. That's not.
I mean, I don't know where he stands. You know what I mean? We haven't had that conversation in a while, but I just remember, like, it was weird talking to a junior in high school and him just going, no, no, no. And I'm like, all right, these very strong opinions.
And what's crazy is a lot of people.
Like, now that he's had, like, now that he's 18, like, not that, I was a jackass at 18. Like, I didn't know anything then, but having seen a little more. I knew everything
at 18.
Well, yeah, so did everybody. Now that he's had a little more real world experience, I wonder, how he would talk about it now. But, anyway, topic is healthcare. I do believe that is a thing that we should have. I know that it is hard to get, and I think, some care goes down and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to privatize stuff, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe that care just gets more expensive. I'm not an economist. I don't know anything about.
But on the aspect of that though, but it's if you think about it, it's number one, it's crazy like the outrageous prices it is for anything medical.
Yeah.
And number two, the fact that the insurance companies are basically the one like the insurance companies are the ones that basically tell you what care you can and can't get. Like your insurance company can basically say, you could go to the doctor and your doctor could tell you, hey, you really need a full hip replacement.
Mm-hmm.
And like they look like you really need a full hip replacement, so we're gonna submit this off to your insurance, see if they'll cover it. Your insurance will look at it says, calls your doctor back. Does he really? Well, yeah, he really needs a hip replacement. Sure, he just doesn't need a pen. Go ahead and I'll approve a pen. Put a pen in. But he does not need. Our physicians here says he does not need a hip replacement.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, I'm looking at it. He doesn't have a hip anymore. He needs a hip replacement. No, he doesn't.
Just put a pin in it.
Just put a pin in it. Just put a pin. Put a pin in a rod. Go with that. It'll be fine. It's the same thing when it comes to prescriptions. If your insurance doesn't want to pay for a prescription, they'll be like, we don't think you need that prescription.
Right.
So they won't cover it, so you have to pay for it out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that insurance companies can decide what treatment you can and can't get, and then you have to pay for it out of pocket if you still need to get it.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I'm not real sure. I don't even know what kind of health insurance I really have, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't really use it. I'm okay so far.
I can give you an example, a real world example. This was while my mom was in the hospital. When she was in the hospital with stage 4 breast cancer that had spread to her brain, we decided to go ahead and try radiation to see if we can kind of curb it a little bit to extend her life. So the radiation place is not in the hospital. It's down the street, like 2 miles down the street. The only way she can get there is by ambulance because she's hooked up to IVs to keep her fluids and all that stuff. She can only get there by ambulance. So she did, I believe it was 6 treatments. Ambulance there, ambulance back, ambulance there, ambulance back. The insurance said that they would not cover the cost of the ambulance bill because they said we chose to have her go in an ambulance. We could have drove her down there, is what they were saying. So they refused to cover the cost of the ambulance. It just insurance companies are just. I think personally, even though you have to have insurance for pretty much anything, homeowners, renters insurance, health insurance, car insurance, they're all fucking scams. Yeah. You pay all that money in, and then as soon as something happens, they're like, yeah, well, I don't think we're going to cover it.
Right.
You you could pay, $200 in every month on your car insurance. Not have the same car insurance for 10 years, never have an incident, and then you can get to an accident, and you have $9,000 worth of damage on your car, and they're like, nah, we're not going to pay for it. Like, but I gave you over $9,000 over 10 years. You mean to tell me that $9,000 I gave you can't just put towards there?
Yeah.
Doesn't work like that.
Well, why not?
Why not? Like, why is it just not a pool that I'm putting money into?
Seems like someone's mishandling the money. And it's not me.
Not me. I gave you my
I
money.
gave you the money. And then you went off and you did whatever the fuck you do with it. And now I just got a busted up car over there.
Now I want my car to be fixed because I've been paying you guys money.
Yeah.
And you tell me you're not going to cover it? Or they'll like throw fits because it's always kind of towards me because I'm always very, whenever I get my car repaired, I want OEM parts from the manufacturer. I don't want aftermarket for, me having GM vehicles. Both times I've had to have my, either of my vehicles in the shop. Like, I want GM branded parts back on that car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, from Chevy or from GM or Chevy. It's like, I don't want them coming from this off-brand or, this aftermarket brand out of China or Tijuana. No, I want GM. Because they will go for the aftermarket first because it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
And then when I say I want OEM, and they kind of want to try and throw a fit about it.
Yeah.
But legally, they're required. If I tell them I want to fix exactly how it was before the accident with OEM parts, legally they have to do it. But they always try to like lowball, like beat you around the bush, or like not call you back for weeks on end. And there's a reason why to get the correct headlight put in my car after that incident in October, I didn't get it done until July because it took the insurance company forever to approve it.
Yeah.
Because they just hope that you just give up. I don't. I don't. I call them once every couple weeks. Hey, so where we at on this?
Yeah.
Come on now, it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Scams.
Insurance companies are the worst.
Let's go work for an insurance company.
We should start an insurance
We should
company.
start insurance. It's a quick way to get rich and just deny everyone's claims.
Yeah. The other thing, so like I said, sounds a little like after school special-ish at times. Especially when, like, it sounded like they're about to dive into a gun control one
Oh yeah.
real quick, and the doctor's like, anyone can get a gun. I feel like there's a deleted scene somewhere where they have a whole gun talk. I don't know. I don't own the DVD.
I've got the DVD actually. I should probably.
Yeah, you should check on that.
Yeah, I ended up just watching it on Netflix, but
Yeah.
I completely forgot I had the DVD till after I watched it. I was like, oh shit, I got the DVD over there.
Or even if they didn't put it in the deleted scenes, like I feel like there's a deleted scene somewhere where they have like a whole
Gun debate
for
for like 2.5 hours.
I feel like that had to have got just cut for time or something, because it felt like it was leading there. But not a great movie for women. We got the dumb woman who gets hit by the truck. Though I suppose she saved Mike's life by dying. Can't stand John's wife. She tells him he needs to do something. Practically just practically bullying him on the phone. When they're saying they're going to send Mike home.
You need to do something.
You need to do something!
Oh, I'm going to fucking do something, alright. She's all surprised when she finds out he's fucking got the ER held up hostage.
Yeah, she's like, well, I never thought it was like,
I never thought.
Bitch, you oh, God, she just pissed me off so much. Like, in the beginning of the movie, where, the car gets repossessed, and then she's just looking at him like, and she's like, my car's gone. He's like, fine, bitch. Where's all your grocery store money going? And then, they say she only started working at the grocery store a little while ago. I get jobs or whatever. But, fuck. He's doing all he can. What do you want her to do? Oh, my God. I just wanted to punch her in the face. God. And then there's So she does the do something thing, right?
Right.
And that's why he ends up holding up the ER. And then, fucking, in the ER, there's that big dude who honestly should have just grabbed John by his little head and smacked the gun out of his hand. Because, there's no way. John has the gun put away most of the time. You know what I mean? That dude should have done something. I'm sorry. Fuck his wife for being like, no, you need to do something. It's okay, he has a gun. What do you want? You want him to get shot and not be around for this baby's life? Sit down. Relax. But there were times where it was like, hey, you should probably do something. I'm just saying. But playing devil's advocate here, very annoyed with all the other women, but there was a couple times he maybe should have done something.
He's just doing something, bitch, we're being held hostage. What the fuck?
Are you analyzing the same situation I am?
Do you see this?
Are you seeing something different? Are you seeing
You don't see them chains on the door?
Are you seeing are you seeing a button that says only my husband can press this button and it resolves the situation? Because if you see that button, tell me.
I'll go push it.
But till then, can you fucking, to quote Walter White, can you crawl down out of my ass? Okay. So fuck her. Not fuck the crash lady because she helps Mike live. But
fuck her for causing a stupid accident.
But be patient. We already covered the semi thing, but be patient. Anyway. So not a great movie for women. And then on top of everything, he's talking to that. He calls when the situation is resolved. Right before, kind of near the time Mike, John negotiates Mike to come into the ER with him, right? And he's talking to Mike and he's talking to his wife, and his wife's like, "Are you praying for our son, John?" And it's like, I don't know. I just would have went berserk at that point. It's like, I sold everything we own. I'm still working. I'm doing everything I can. And now I'm holding ER hostage because you told me to do something. And you're now, are you praying for him? It's like, yeah, bitch. I'm praying. It took a whole lot of praying, and I'm still here. Still holding up the fucking ER.
A lot of praying, and it led me to this point. Now I'm holding this ER hostage, and these people are kind of getting some free health care.
And as far as I can tell, all you did was sit there and cry with Mike. And I'm not saying no one needs to be sitting with Mike, but I'm saying you're doing your thing, and I'm doing my thing. Can you relax? A little, please. Yes, I'm trying. I'm praying. You think I'll just wake up every morning? I don't know. I'm just putting myself in his shoes. You think I'll just wake up every morning and can you just, fix this, man, if you're there? I'm pretty sure John's questioning God and everything else at that point when he's waking up every morning. He's selling his color TV and his
fucking pickup truck.
His truck. He sold his truck and I don't know, he wasn't counting that much money. I mean, fuck. So, fuck the women in this movie.
Just do something, Tyler.
Yeah, just do something. Fucking. I love Eddie Griffin.
Great comedic relief.
He's funny, but I cannot take him seriously at all.
No.
That dude straight up plays Eddie Griffin. No doubt about it.
Any character he plays.
They might as well have just called him Eddie. That dude wasn't anybody but Eddie Griffin in that movie. I love Eddie Griffin.
So what you in here for? Get my finger sewn back on.
What are you doing? Bleeding? I love him, but that's Eddie Griffin. There's no Denzel was a different dude, Denzel transforms when he plays he's just one of those dudes where you can forget it's just Denzel. That guy immerses himself in a character. He's awesome. But Eddie Griffin does not. I love Eddie Griffin, and don't change Eddie Griffin. I love you, but that's Eddie Griffin all the way. How we say The Rock plays The Rock, Eddie Griffin plays Eddie Griffin.
He's like, man, I'm hungry. Can you get a bucket of chicken or something? Fucking Eddie Griffin.
They all seem to relate with John after not a very long time. So, are you thinking it was Stockholm Syndrome, or they just connect with him because he's like a good guy? I mean, I suppose both could be true.
Maybe on the good guy aspect, because he kind of wasn't like, like I'm gonna kill all of you guys if you move. It's kind of like, hey, well, we got a doctor in here, we got a nurse, we got a couple nurses, like fucking free healthcare. Let's get you guys fixed up. Let's get that baby's ear infection taken care of. Oh, you're going into labor? Let's get your fingers sewn back on. Oh, you beat the shit out of your girlfriend?
I'll beat the shit out of you. Or I'll let her beat the shit out of you. Rather. Yeah, I mean, he put the work in on those relationships. He was a good guy from the jump. So, I mean, whether maybe from the technical sense you would call it Stockholm Syndrome because of the situation they're in.
They took in that gunshot victim.
Right.
Gave that lady directions when they called.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that he was just like, no, it's closed. And then she's like, well, how? And he's like, all right, where are you? Like, he just...
No. You're going to go down there, make a left.
Yeah.
Go all the way down, make a right.
Yeah. He just finally gave up. He's like, okay, all right, what road are you on? Okay, yeah, go left. I don't know. So overall, like, how do you feel about what John's doing? Like, should John be acquitted at the end of the movie? I mean, I know they still found him guilty of some stuff, but like overall, how do you feel about the situation? Like, if you heard that story, are you like rooting for that guy to be innocent?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like that I'm okay with the ending, with what he got charged with, because, I mean, what he got charged with is what he did.
yeah.
He held those people hostage. He basically kidnapped them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he did it. So, I mean, there's really like...
And that's why I feel like they don't show it. They probably ran out of time, but I feel like all of those people were probably, oh, no, he's no charges. He's good. I like him. But, yeah, I don't know. He's, yeah. I don't know. Like, part of me wants to say, like, we can't just have no consequences.
Right.
Or otherwise people are just going to be walking in the ER with guns all the time. Like, I need a foot operation.
Well, that's I
got that plantar fasciitis.
I mean, they made that point in the movie about, if we just give it to this guy, then every ER is going to be held hostage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Maybe healthcare should be better so people don't have to feel like they need to hold an ER hostage.
It should.
There's a thought for you.
Well, it's both the whole thing. It's the car insurance point you brought up, but like the whole reason he's even in this situation, he's like, I got full coverage health insurance. It's like, well, we downed your hours. It's like, okay, well, I didn't want to I didn't want to cut my hours. You cut my hours. Like, I'm still paying in. Like, I'm still paying for full coverage. So why is my shit? Why is my shit dropped? And then the dude's like, and then the surgeon, he said he'd drop his, his typical fee. He waived his fee, for this surgery. So, like, good on him. But I don't know, like, that's getting too deep into social issues. But, like, as far as some of those things, like welfare and, that kind of thing, you are punished for working at all. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, maybe you just don't make that much money, but you still need the assistance. Like they got put on the fucking cash payment for the hospital thing. Like they got to come up with dude that can't work can't work more than 20 hours a week. That's called $75,000, and there's no other jobs in the area. I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. Same thing. You gotta. Same thing. Like when the idea of like food stamps. You got.
Right, you're punished for working.
You're punished for working. Like you got to, like you're trying to, like you could be a lower middle class family with 2 kids or whatever, and like you have just enough money to buy like $100 in groceries every month or $200 in groceries every month, and that's just enough to kind of get by.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, someone who doesn't work is getting, $600 worth of food stamps every single week or every couple weeks.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what? Can I get some help? Just give me $200. Can I get some help?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and obviously, like, the kid needs the fucking heart. I don't know why. I don't know, there's got to be some sort of... I think that's why, like, places like St. Jude's are around,
And I think
yeah.
I think one of the things is because, like, people who work in that industry probably become just so numb to all that. So they literally just...
Well, because if you get emotionally attached to every person
Yeah.
that comes in and every person that can't get the surgery and every person that died, like, you're just going to be a fucking wreck walking around just sobbing all the time.
So, yeah, they become so emotionally numb that they look at everyone as, like, an account number.
Yeah.
Can you pay that account? Nope. See ya.
Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
It's cold, but it's the way it's got to be. So.
I like when the detective radioed in, talked to John.
Yeah.
And he asked him, is there anyone hurt in there? And he's like, it's a hospital.
It's an ER. Everybody's hurt.
Everybody's hurt.
Yeah.
He's like, right.
Fair enough. Yeah. Kind of an all-star cast here. I mean, Denzel, obviously. Yeah. We got Robert Duvall, who I don't know him from much else, but I mainly know him from The Godfather Part 1 and 2.
He's also in, I want to say he's in one of them, is it Step Brothers? He's in one of the Will Ferrell movies.
Okay. I can be okay with that. I don't know which. I guess he could be the dad. But I feel like he's a little old. I mean, because he looks old, and this movie's what, 2002?
I could be thinking of a completely different movie, but we're about to look it up here.
Because I feel like that. I mean, I feel like it's a bitchier guy that's in Step Brothers. That's the dad in Step Brothers, If that, I imagine that's the character we're talking about. Oh, right down. Hold on. Kicking and Screaming down there. I believe it.
Kicking and Screaming.
See, I actually own that, but I haven't watched it. So. That's
what it is. Kicking and Screaming, and then Four Christmases. That's the other one I've seen him in.
What's that one about?
It's about 4 Christmases.
Yeah.
It takes place on Easter.
Good. My one note, they send that sniper in there. He's a terrible shot. I mean, come on. You had...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Ample opportunity.
So they kind of, to quickly kind of summarize, he holds up the ER. Eventually, and Ray Liotta, that was the other star guy I was going to say. Ray Liotta is very briefly in there. He's
James
police
Woods.
chief.
James Wood.
Oh, right.
Although, every time I see him in anything, all I think
is
about
he
is
really
just...
like a star? You know what I mean?
Every time I see him in anything, though, I just think of fucking Family Guy. Because he's like a prominent, like, he plays himself in like quite a few different episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, so that he holds up. They eventually try to send like a sniper guy in there. He has a access route into the ER through air ducts, and he's hanging from the ceiling. And then they get, the news van gets the feed from inside the hospital live on the news. And so then basically they shoot this guy that's trying to negotiate for his son's life just to get on the list. He's not even, demanding a heart to this
just
guy.
To get on the list.
He just went on the list. And so it's a whole fucking thing. They shoot him on TV, and then it becomes a whole incident. Ray Liotta's like, stepped in shit here. Because basically Ray Liotta came and took the operation from Robert Duvall's
He's
character.
like, I know how to do it better. And then he's like,
shoots a guy on TV.
He's like, can you please fix this? Kind of wanted to punch him.
Yeah.
Kind of wanted to punch him.
yeah, his character was a bit of a
Very
douche.
punchable.
Yeah,
Very punchable.
yeah. So then he negotiates his son to be in the room or into the ER with him, and so then his conclusions, like, because they haven't said he's going to be on the list or whatever, and he's to his last, he's down to his last wits, right? So he goes, all right, I'll just kill myself, and put my heart in him because apparently he's a match for his son, and that's what the whole thing comes about, and all the women in the room immediately wanted to fuck John.
Oh yeah,
Like you can tell all the women.
Honorable.
All the women were like, "But you'll be dead."
so honorable. You want some pussy before you die one more time?
I mean, like, honestly,
We can close the blinds.
he says what he says about I'll just give him my heart, and I don't know if there was a boom mic in the room, like on the floor level, you just heard like a water splashing on the floor, just like whoosh.
I totally forgot Ray Liotta died.
I know, it's sad.
I forgot he died back in May.
Yeah, he's fun. Good fellas.
But you'll be dead.
Yeah. That was like her, like, you'll be dead.
So the first time I watched the movie, and let me see if you got the same opinion or same thought.
Yeah.
That the doctor was first like, I'm not doing the surgery. Like, it's unethical. I'm not doing it. And then, like, he finally caved in and said, I'll do it. At first I didn't believe it. I'm thinking, like, oh, he's just going to let him kill himself and just not do anything. I didn't believe it. Like, the first time I watched it, I don't, would he really go through with it if he just hit his head?
I mean, I think he would have. I see what you're saying.
Once they got into the room, I was like, okay, yeah. But, like, at first I just thought he was just saying that because he's just like, oh, my God, he just got to shut the fuck up. Maybe he'll just fucking kill himself. Tired of being in here. I got fucking,
If he shoots himself, we all get to leave.
I got the 3rd-degree burn from the little fucking pipsqueak ER nurse over here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat his ass later on when I see him.
Yeah. I mean, I think that was a natural, like, he came around to it because, like, even the nurse is like, but you'll lose your license. What are they gonna do? Like,
What's he gonna do? Sue me?
yeah, I mean, because then he just goes to the ethics of it of like, well, I'm not just gonna let
a good heart go to
good
waste.
heart go to waste. Like, if it's there, then I gotta do it for the boy. So I don't know.
That moment though, like when he laid his head down on them towels and he's like, I was like, dude. You just imagine what would be running through your head as you like physically pull that trigger.
Yeah.
Just to hear it click and not happen, you're just like you just
you probably tense up, right?
You probably
like, here we go.
You probably immediately get overwhelmed with anxiety and fucking adrenaline.
Well, fucking adrenaline for
anxiety and adrenaline. You're probably all just
yeah. Now. Well, okay. The other part was, just walk with authority, act like you belong. You never had a bullet in the gun, like,
never.
You just act like you belong. You get a lot of shit done. Confidence will go a long fucking way. But that was sure some blind confidence, man. Just here we go. Like fuck, dude.
When fucking God, I wanted. Mitch was that character that it made you hate, and I hated him. He was fucking annoying.
Yeah, he did good.
He did good at being annoying.
Yeah.
When he fucking hit him with the spray and then stabbed him with the fucking scalpel.
Yeah.
And his girlfriend went and just kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was good.
That was good.
Obviously, this is maybe, I don't know. I know it's not like the happy ending if it goes this way. But I feel like the alternate ending to this movie that would have been a little better is, I know it sounds fucked up too when I say it would be a little better. But I actually think it's it's more intense anyway if he does kill himself. Because, there's the stakes of, his wife running up to the window and pounding on the window. Because he had turned the walkie-talkie off, right? So that's why she's going up pounding on the door. And I think it's just better if he ends up killing himself because now, that he's alive, now he made that speech to his son. Like, that speech means nothing now.
Right.
Like where he's telling him all this life advice and all that. So, I mean, that means, granted, he's still going to, as his son grows up, he's still going to, put all those beliefs into it. Like, he's still going to raise him in that. But it's still, I don't know. I feel like it's more meaningful if, they miss the opportunity. He kills himself. They operate on Mike, the heart of him, and then, Mike does walk around the rest of his life with his dad's heart. Heeds his advice. Succeeds. Tells his kids about, about their grandfather. I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
That's fair.
Or do you like the ending that happened?
I like the ending that happened.
Yeah. I just feel like it creates a more... I don't know.
What do you...
Because that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everything doesn't work out perfect. Right? Maybe I'm just a cynical guy, but...
I just want to see a man kill himself.
No. Not at all. I'm just cynical, but I think that's a better ending, kind of.
What do you think about the... when everyone got released, and then... what was portrayed as John? Did you think that was John that was giving himself up, or
I was wondering why
the clothes looked really baggy?
Yeah, it was suspicious. Like, I was wondering why, none of John, and that's another thing about Denzel, is, each different character he plays has different mannerisms. You know what I mean? Like, even that sort of thing, like John's mannerisms throughout this movie was not, like, he kind of did, like, the smooth, like, spin around. And because Eddie Griffin, Eddie Griffin. In the movie, Eddie Griffin put on John's clothes and went out there, so that John could see his son's surgery. But that's not how John moves. He doesn't do the like smooth, spin, putting the gun on the ground. Like, it's not how he moves. Clothes, like you said, clothes were baggy. But so they take away the wrong guy. Of course, Robert Duvall's character catches it, and
he's just like, okay,
yeah, no need to make a fuss. Just go in, tell him to put the cuffs on when he's ready. But he gets to witness son's surgery, and I suspected something was up. Yes, because that's not how he moves. And clothes are baggy, like you said. So.
Yeah, and then when the lieutenant, or detective, or whatever, went up, popped into the surgery viewing room, and just pulled the cuffs out, just put them on whenever you're ready. Do you think he had some kind of like level of respect towards John about that, or like because he never, because just the way like he kind of like acted towards him, like this seemed like it, like the scene where after he gets convicted, he's going to the cop car, instead of doing the typical cop thing where they open the door and push the head down, he just opened the door and let him get in himself. And
right.
You think he has some kind of level of respect for him?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think everyone, as the movie goes on, really does. Like, even Rebecca Payne, who's, the gatekeeper of the list, basically. She, even she gets to the point of, kind of rooting for this story, Like, everybody sort of sees, eventually, like, this guy is 100% selfless, and the only thing he is selfish about is that he wants his son to live. Like, if you would consider him selfish, that's the only thing that you could pin on it's his son. But this is a completely selfless act that he just wants his son to live. So
How dare you want his son to live? That selfish bastard.
It's all about him. You got anything else?
That's all I got.
What would you rate your final movie of the month?
Final movie of the month of November in the year 2022 in North America. Oddly specific.
Oddly vague. Yeah.
I'm going to give this one an 8.3.
Okay.
Just, I can watch this movie over and over. I get really indulged in this movie. It really, just, I don't know. It has a very good, like, aspect of seriousness and, you know, and the what's the term, like, tugging at your heartstrings, like, emotional feel, and then nice little comic, you know, comedic relief, Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Playing Eddie Griffin.
Playing Eddie Griffin? Oh, that's the one line in the end?
He's Eddie Griffin playing, God, what was his name in the movie? I gotta look it up. Because I'm drawing a blank on it now. Where are you at?
What movie are we talking about?
The movie we're talking about.
Well, next you have to say the name.
Lester. That's his name in John.
Lester?
That's what his name says. What it's listed as.
Oh, in the movie?
Yeah, in the movie.
Oh, I thought you were referring to him.
No.
Like a character from another.
So it's Eddie Griffin playing Lester as Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, sure. I forgot the one line he says in the end. I don't remember exactly how it goes, but to the extent of like, it's like, "Hey John, you're my hero, man." And it's just like, "Thanks, Eddie Griffin." They should have thrown that in there, you know. Just Denzel. Just,
Thanks, Eddie.
Thanks, Eddie.
He looks at the camera and he's like, "I told you my name's not Eddie."
Fuck everybody, keep calling me that for.
Why everybody keep calling me Eddie? Damn it, we should be directors.
Well, we'd make killer spoofs. But yeah, I'll give it a solid 8. Denzel's always awesome.
Absolutely.
And I love originality. It's not like, you know, this hasn't been done.
No.
I mean, you know, you can email us at consequencehotline@yahoo.com if, you know, there's other stories that have done this, but this is the only story I've seen that does this specific.
Give it a couple years, they'll remake it.
John Q.
Lester will be played by Kevin Hart. Who would John Q be played by?
That fucking whatever that dude's name is that plays the clone trooper in the new Star Wars trilogy.
Okay, I can't reference
something. You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I don't watch Star Wars.
No, I know, but like movie.
Do I look like a nerd?
Oh my god, fuck you. The fucking movie previews, you know, like with the John Boyega, I think that's what Charles always knew his name. John Boyega. I'm sure you've seen. I think he's in something else recently too, but yeah, we'd say let's cast this for the remake. John Boyega plays John Q, and then who?
Kevin Hart plays Lester.
It's a very majestic photo of him, but he's usually got like kind of bigger hair in the Star Wars movie. I don't know what he does in other movies, but.
Okay, so we have 2 of the cast down already for our remake.
Who plays the wife?
Have to be someone annoying.
Someone bitchy.
Someone bitchy.
And it's gotta be diverse, right?
Yeah.
Well, no.
It's gotta be.
No, you still leave
a
black family, right?
Yeah, do black family.
Yeah, because if it was a white family, you'd have to throw diversity in there.
Yeah, it'd have to be like an Asian, like adopted son or something.
You know what? It's 2 blacks that adopted an Asian. That's what we're going with. So what kid? Do we have any Asian kids that are hot right now in the movie scene?
Or just fucking snag one of the people from Squid Games.
Yeah, there you go. Just anyone from Squid Game.
Anyone from Squid Games. I mean, what do you think? What do you think of the name of the lady who died? is reference that.
Oh, does she have a name? I figured it would just be organ donor. Is it something ridiculous? Like,
It's just
I hear her
stupid.
laugh. It's just stupid. I don't know. Johanna? I don't know.
No. Beautiful BMW driver.
Nice.
Beautiful BMW driver.
Yeah. I low-key thought she was Scarlett Johansson for a second there. I was like, they really get...
Nope, it's Gabriella Oltin.
They really get Scarlett Johansson to
Kill herself.
play a 4-second or 40-second role in a movie.
Hey, we got to see her chest cracked open.
Yeah, that's... God, I hate medical everything.
Medical noises and sounds.
Just, like, you just think about, like, man, if you get open heart surgery, people are fucking
Inside you.
sawing you open. I mean, fuck. I don't know.
I
All
hear
of that disturbs me. That's why I can't stand going to the doctor.
I hear that whining. And
That's why I
I just
don't
think
go.
of the fucking dentist when they're like going to like a fucking filling or something. You're like,
Yeah, my the fucking medicine didn't kick in for me once, and they just drilled it, and I felt it all, and I was like, I got done, and I was like, so was I supposed to feel that? And like then it's like, he's like, you felt that? And I'm like, yeah, I thought it would kick in, you know. And he's like, oh well, definitely tell us next time. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I had a dentist one time I was getting a filling done. And I was fucking Novocaine'd up or whatever. I can't feel anything on this side. She just on the fucking drill or whatever. And then she like, I don't know if she like flinches or twitches or something like that, but then the drill just goes into the side of the underneath of my tongue. And I feel like, and like, I kind of go like this, and like my eye starts watering, just like fucking reaction. She was like, oh no, this isn't that bad. You'll be done with this filling soon. There's no need to cry. I'm like,
You're gargling on your own blood. Go on. He's like, no. She just like puts a pillow over your head.
Needless to say, I never went back to that dentist after that. But like, I got home and I fucking looked in the mirror and there's a fucking cut underneath my tongue from where she hit with the drill. And she tried to say, oh, no need to cry. This filling will be over. Like, bitch, I ain't crying because you don't want to fucking fill it. You just fucking sliced up with my tongue. Shit fucking hurt. What the fuck do you mean?
You know what's funny is because your voice is like going out like you sound really emotional. Bitch, you can't.
What do you mean? You fucking cut my tongue. Why would you do that?
That's funny.
You whore.
You cut my tongue.
You whore.
You cut my vocal cords.
Now I can't taste certain things.
I can't talk. I sound like this now.
I sound like this now.
Alright. Cool. Well, that was John Q. I'm going to stop saying what happens next week because
I don't know.
our schedules kind of...
Go
I realized
crazy.
in some of the September ones that we changed the schedule, and so then I sounded like an idiot at the end of a couple of those.
We sound like an idiot
Podcasts.
on every one of them.
Well, yes. Yes. Not denying that at all.
Okay.
But it's just funny because, you know, I don't know. It's the whole thing.
This whole thing, I'm dumb.
Yeah. So basically, we'll see what's next.
We might
Thank
hold
you.
We might hold an ER hostage. I mean, if my voice does not come back, I'm holding an ER hostage.
That's right.
I'm telling you.
You need vocal transplant surgery. Vocal cord transplant surgery.
I want Mariah Carey's vocal cords.
That'd be funny.
Or I come in here. You know what? I need someone to take out Dr. Dre and give me his vocal cords.
Nice. All right.
There we go. Yeah.
Thank you for listening or watching. Find us YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, where you get your podcasts. If you don't see us somewhere, email us at consequences@yahoo.com. Follow us at consequences1 on Twitter. And then there's the Instagram thing, which I still haven't figured out what to put on there. But it's there.
Hey, Instagram, follow us on the gram, DM us. We'll put you in our close friends, don't worry.
Thank you for watching or listening. And,
Heyo.
Next time.